Hi.
Hello, bonjour. My name is Heather. I'm calling on behalf of the Government of Canada. May I please speak with Logan?
Yeah, speaking.
Hello, bonjour. So, once again, my name is Heather. I'm a designated screening officer working under the Federal Quarantine Act. And I do just have a few questions about your recent travel. So, would you like to proceed in English or French?
English. Do I have to participate in this?
If you'd rather, we can have a police officer arrange to go out to your place of quarantine and verify in person instead.
No, whatever. Go ahead. So wait, are you asking me questions about my travels or figuring out where I am? Because it seems like there's two different things happening here.
It's a mix between verifying your compliance with the mandatory isolation order and verifying what you put down when entering Canada.
Okay, whatever. Ask your questions.
Okay. So, as I was saying, I am a designated screening officer, and I am working under the Federal Quarantine Act. I do just have a few questions about your recent travels, as I was saying. Now, your personal information is required under the mandatory isolation order that applies to all persons entering Canada, and it will be used to monitor and verify your compliance with the mandatory isolation order, and may be further disclosed for this purpose to law enforcement. But with that being said, your personal information is required under the mandatory isolation order is still protected by the Privacy Act, so please let me know if you have any additional questions on how your personal information is collected, used, and disclosed, or for more information about your rights. Okay?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Okay. Now, you entered into Canada on...
Yeah?
Okay. And are currently quarantining at...
Yeah, I don't know if you would really call it quarantining. I mean, I'm just sitting in my house.
Okay, but the reason why it's called a quarantine is because you're required to. Do you understand?
You're telling me I'm not allowed to leave my house?
I'm telling you you're not allowed to leave your house unless for medical emergencies, yes. You are under a mandatory quarantine, sir. That's what this call is, to verify that you're following that law.
So... You know, I never actually voted on any of this, so why
it's not something you voted for?
I didn't. Hey, wait. I didn't vote on any of this, and I never signed anything. When I came into Canada, a dude just handed me a piece of paper. I didn't sign anything.
Yes, because it's a law. To enter Canada, you must follow the Canadian laws, and the Quarantine Act is a law that is being enforced in Canada. The mandates that all travelers entering Canada must quarantine for the full 14 days for the safety of the public in Canada.
So I'm in jail right now, right?
No. However, if you break quarantine, the fines and penalties are surveillance of your place of quarantine, escort to a designated quarantining facility, a fine of $1,000, prosecutions with fines of $750,000, or imprisonment for a term of up to 6 months for each day an offense is committed. Do you understand?
So you're saying I'm not in jail, but if I leave my house, they will put they'll put me in. Is it a jail or is it an isolation center? Because those are two different things, and I'm just trying to narrow down what's one. What are they the same thing? Would you say they're the same thing?
They're not the same thing. However, if you are blatantly ignoring it, you will not be escorted to a designated quarantining facility to be placed under a surveillance quarantine because you were not following it. You would be placed under, unfortunately, prosecuted, as you are discussing with me now how this is the law, and it is stated on Canada.ca. It was put into effect of March of last year, I believe, was the first Quarantine Act that was put into place, and we are well past, I believe, the 10th now version of the mandatory isolation order.
But I'm not sick.
I understand. That's still why people are placed under quarantine. If you were sick, you would be placed under an isolation.
Well, what's the difference? I can't leave my house. That's quarantine. What's isolation? Would you put me somewhere? Would I be allowed to go to my house? You're not allowed to have
contact with anybody.
I'm not sick, so okay, whatever. Well,
so
we're establishing that I'm basically under house arrest, even though I've committed no crimes and I never voted or signed anything. But yeah, I'm sitting at home right now. Continue. Next question.
Okay. Now, I haven't actually stated any questions yet. Now, we do have an email address on file where we would send information about your quarantine to. It's
Yeah.
perfect. Now, the purpose of this call, as I've stated multiple times now, is to verify your compliance with the mandatory isolation order, so I will be asking questions about your mandatory quarantine. And this shouldn't take more than 5 or 10 minutes of your time. Now, if there is any other family members in the household who did travel, they would be receiving their own call where we would speak to them individually. And I do apologize about the inconvenience of that, and thank you for your cooperation.
You don't care. Go ahead. You're not sorry, so just stop saying sorry, please. Keep going.
Now, where our goal is to slow the spread of COVID-19 in Canada, your cooperation in answering these questions is a vital important part of this effort. So if you do not provide this information, or if you provide false information, you could be charged with an offense under the Quarantine Act, or issued a ticket under the Contraventions Act. Do you understand?
Yeah, I'll do it under duress. Go ahead.
Perfect. Is there anyone living with you who did not travel with you? Okay, how are you limiting contact with them?
I wear a little bell while I walk around the house, and it, like, ding-dings and rings, kind of like a cow, so they know where I am.
Okay, so you're not really limiting contact or anything, but you're wearing a bell?
I am. What do you mean? I just told you I am. Because when they hear me coming, they know to stay out of the way, because I still have to go into my kitchen and make oatmeal and get water. So, but my place, I live in a very large place. My friends, or my housemates here, have very large rooms. I have a very large room. I'm telling you, there's a lot of space here. And I wear a little dingy bell like a cow, so they know where I am. So the government, can be in my house and treat me like a cow and a cattle and a piece of cargo or whatever. Go ahead. I'm limiting contact. That was a yes. I do limit contact.
Is there frequent surface cleaning, regular hand washing between each person in an area?
Well, I can only speak for myself now, but I definitely wash my hands.
Okay. And how are you getting any needed supplies and items while under quarantine?
You see, I actually have a large storage of food and I think like 90 liters of water saved up, because I knew that even if I didn't travel, the government's probably going to create some sort of food shortage and squeeze us out of grocery stores if we didn't comply with their communist laws. So I actually have quite a few food items on hand, and I don't really have to go out. Next.
Okay, no, so that did not actually answer the question. What's the plan if you did need any supply and item? Medicine, groceries, fresh air, how are you getting things like that?
We're only talking about 14 days here, right? So I have more than 14 days. Hey, I have more than 14 days of food and water. I'm settled. Fresh air, I'll open a window, stick my head out the door. I have a balcony.
So you have no plan for if you need any toilet paper or anything like that?
What do you mean? I live in my own place and I have supplies. I don't have to go out for 14 days. That's what I'm fucking telling you. So write that down.
Okay, so sir, please keep the call professional. Okay? Now,
well, it just seems you're not listening, so if I'm a little frustrated, it should be understandable.
This question is a hypothetical question that is asking you for your plan. I understand you pre-stocked. However, we would like to know a plan in case you did, as you yourself cannot go out into the public while under quarantine.
Well, I'm telling you, that's part of my plan. I have food and stuff stocked up. So if I'm stocked up, there's literally no reason to go out. I'm telling you, I don't get sick, lady. I don't need medicine. I'm a very, very healthy person. If I need fresh air, I'll open a window. I have a balcony. I'll stand on the balcony. Like, I'm telling you this. It was a part of my plan. I planned. I executed. I have supplies. This shit only lasts for 14 days. I'm good. And you know what? If they needed to go get something, my housemates, I know they would, because they like me. Does that answer your question?
Okay, so your plan is that your housemates would be able to get items for you if need be?
Yeah, they would do it.
Perfect. Did you make any stops after entering into Canada before getting to your place of quarantine?
Nope.
Okay, so you went directly from your place of quarantine, or entry into Canada, border, airport, to the place of quarantine without any stops?
Yeah, I think I stopped at the gas station. I don't know which one.
Okay. Did you wear a mask?
I can't remember. But I had a mask on me, so the chances are that I might have put it on. I can't remember though.
So I would like to remind you that where you did enter from Canada to your place of quarantine, you are required by law to wear a mask.
Okay, I didn't go inside any businesses because it was like midnight. Nothing's open.
I understand that you're still required if you are in a public space to wear a mask if you have to stop for gas.
Oh, well, I apologize because I apparently slipped up right there. That was the only stop I made, and it was outside. Okay, and yeah, I did go home.
Okay, have you had any visitors since returning to Canada?
Nope.
Okay, with that one, I do like to remind people that travelers are not allowed to have any visitors during their 14-day quarantine, even outside, even 2 meters apart. Okay?
I mean, sure, that sounds pretty communist, but alright.
It's for the public safety, as you could still come in contact with coronavirus, have 0 symptoms, and still be able to spread it. Even if you yourself do not get sick.
I'm not scared.
Do you understand?
I'm not scared of your little coronavirus narrative, so it doesn't actually make me scared. And it's straight communist. I know what you're saying. I mean, I'm just agreeing under duress here because you're engaging in communism and pushing communism on me and threatening me with bullshit. But I understand that if I'm like not moving this along, it's going to be stupid and annoying for me, so yeah, people are not allowed to come to my house because Canada is a communist country. Understand.
Okay. Now, as you may be aware, there is a variant of the coronavirus that is circulating in the UK that may spread easier from person to person. And we want to remind you that you're required by law to follow all quarantine or isolation requirements for the full 14 days. Now, I also want to remind you the importance of continuously monitoring your health while under quarantine. You must report your COVID-19 symptom status every day to the Public Health Agency of Canada through the ArriveCan app, online, or by calling the 1-833 number. Any symptoms do start to develop, immediately isolate yourself from all other members of the household. Restart the 14-day isolation. Call your local public health authority or family doctor and follow their exact instructions. Do you understand?
I mean, wait. So you're saying if I like sneeze too hard, I gotta call you guys? Or
no,
because I haven't been sick. I haven't been sick in like I don't even remember the last time I was sick, and I'm a very healthy person. I do Wim Hof method. Every day. So can I just like call you guys on day 14 and be like, yeah, no, I didn't get sick? Why do I have to call you every day?
Okay, that's just a reporting of a symptom status saying, no, I have not developed, because there is people who have developed symptoms, not reported it, and then proceeded to infect people, which is why we had to enforce a rule where you must report that you do not have symptoms every day. That is unfortunately how outbreaks have happened, which is why the rules have gotten stricter.
Like I said, I'm not actually afraid of your little COVID narrative, so you can't like scare me about outbreaks and shit. I know people aren't, it's not as dangerous as it is, but yeah, I'll do that, because I don't want to have cops coming here and potentially shoot me because, I just didn't call you guys and tell you, my little, communist overlords, that I didn't cough too hard this day. Yeah, I will call them, okay?
Now, please remember the Federal Quarantine Act is a law that is being enforced in Canada.
Right.
The mandatory isolation order mandates that all travelers... Sir, can you please let me finish the statement?
Well, I mean, you're engaging in communism. You're a Canadian citizen and engaging in forcing communism on another Canadian citizen. You think they're just going to make it easy for you?
Actually, I'm enforcing a democratic law, sir.
Yeah. You can say democratic with a little emphasis, but it's communism, like mathematically.
Sure.
So keep going. Keep going.
Now, the mandatory isolation order Mandates that all travelers entering Canada must quarantine for the full 14 days. You must maintain your quarantine until a minimum of which means you'd be out of quarantine on the. Now, a police officer may visit your place of quarantine to verify your compliance with the order. Failure to comply, as I have mentioned, can result in surveillance of your place of quarantine, escort to a designated quarantine facility, fines of $1,000, and prosecutions of fines of $750,000, or, as I have mentioned, imprisonment for a term of up to 6 months for each day an offense is committed. We thank you for your support and cooperation as we work together to reduce the spread of COVID-19 in Canada.
How can you say?
You have a fantastic day, sir.
I just want. How can you say all that and not come to the conclusion that you're engaging in communism?
Because I've read the law, sir.
Yeah. I hope. I you know what? I really hope. I hope
did do quite well.
I hope these.
Looking over democratic information.
I hope you get more conversations like this as time goes on, so you can look in the mirror and reflect on your actions. Because ignorance is no excuse of the law. And you're very clearly engaging in non-constitutional, non-Charter of Rights and Freedoms behavior, and I will call you out on it every time.
Perfect. You have a fantastic day, sir, okay?
Good luck, Heather. Look yourself in the mirror, take a deep breath, all right?